Alright you guys, welcome back to the channel. We're here for some more Dragon Ball Sparking Zero content, and today we're going to be doing this complete breakdown of all the different types of clashes that we now have within Sparking Zero. We have some additional details that tells us how to activate, how to win, and even how to utilize the boost feature within each system. So without further ado, make sure to drop a like on today's video and turn on post notifications because y'all already know we talk about everything in regards to Sparking Zero, and let's hop straight into it. So first and foremost, massive thanks to Zayed over on Twitter for providing the additional info. I'll be sure to have them linked down below in the description. As we all know, we have the melee, dash, grab, and ki blast clashes. So starting things off with the melee clash. It says, time the first input, then either spam the button or spin the analog stick to win the exchange. What you didn't know is that the clash victory is determined with the first quick time event. The second part is just to make you do more or take less damage. Don't worry, we'll get to the gameplay here shortly. This is the official Sparking Zero description, and it says, divided into a single hit part and a consecutive hit part. So we have two different segments, which is pretty unique. For the single hit part, press when the timing graphic is closer to the center to win the exchange. During the consecutive hit part, press multiple times to increase the damage from your finishing move. The loser of the exchange in the single hit parts will be able to raise their damage rates. So here we have Broly and Gogeta clashing. It's cool because extremely accurate to the movie. We have the animation from the movie itself and the characters. So that's the first quick time event where we have the cross input right there. You can see the different rings. So I'm assuming this outside circle will shrink, and whoever times it better to the center, you know, where this purple element is, will win the clash, right? Moving over to the second segment, which they call it the consecutive part. This is where the mashing feature comes to play. So let's say, for example, you lose the quick time event, right? Which means you lose the clash. If you win the mashing part, this will just reduce the damage taken. So if you lose the mashing parts, you'll receive even more damage, and vice versa. If you win the quick time event right here, and if you win this part, then you'll output more damage. If you win the quick time event, but you lose this part, then the opponent will just take less damage. So that's basically how this one works. You can see we do have the boost feature. We will talk about that a little bit closer to the end of the video just to keep things a bit more organized. We do have another example over here with Majin Vegeta going up against Majin Buu. So you probably noticed that for this one we have the analog stick. You can see it right there in the center of the screen. But going back to the first clash right here, we have the mashing phase. So it's already been confirmed that we're going to be getting two different control layouts, the classic and manual layout. I'm not sure if this is 100% accurate, but I'm assuming that this is the manual layout, which means we'll get the mashing feature. But if we choose the classic layout controls, then that's when we get the analog stick right here. Again, that's not confirmed. I'm just assuming, speculating. But that's pretty much it for the melee system. And again, another example, Piccolo going up against Android 18. Boom, Android 18 won that. Now moving forward to the dash clash. Dash clash is when two steps or short dashes collide. So basically, you and the opponent have to lunge towards each other to activate this one. Real quick, going back up to the melee one, because I don't think I mentioned. Basically, to activate this, all you have to do is punch at the same time. Pretty straightforward. What happens is the game displays either the block or attack button, and you have to be quicker to press it than your opponent. And you have to win 3 out of the 5 exchanges. Press the melee or defense button. The fastest player to press the button earns 1 exchange. Whoever earns 3 out of the 5 exchanges is the victor. Pressing the wrong button results in the loss of 1 exchange. I like how they did that. So for example, let's say the cross input appears on screen and we mistakenly press the B button. That means we lose the exchange and the opponent wins that exchange. So you don't necessarily have to be the fastest. If the opponent mistakenly presses the wrong one, then we'll win that exchange. That is cool, man. So going over to the gameplay footage that we have here, Blue Gogeta going up against Android 18. I'm looking forward to this because it can basically, again, utilize all 5 exchanges. So for example, you win the first one, the opponent wins the second one, you win the third one, and the opponent wins the fourth one. That means it's down to the final 5th one. Whoever wins that is the true victor. Or let's say you just completely overpower the opponent and you win all 3 right off the bat, which I think is the case for this footage that we have here. So first up, we have the B input up on screen. You can tell Blue Gogeta is not pressing the correct input because pay attention to his key bar. Yeah, you can see he had 5 key bars, now down to 1. Obviously pressing the wrong input, he was throwing out the key blast attacks, which is totally fine. I believe the content creators who participated within the Summer Game Fest 2024 event only had 30 minutes of gameplay, so this is totally understandable. This was their very first time trying out the game. So they lost the first exchange, they lost the second one, you can tell because Android 18 guarded the attack, and they lost the third exchange. So again, Android 18 won all 3 right off the bat, making Blue Gogeta lose, taking damage. This one might happen a lot throughout battle because, again, all you have to do is just dash towards the opponent, and then the opponent, of course, has to dash towards you as well. Going over to the Grab Clash. Hold the button until it reaches its peak and let go. If you keep it held down for too long, it will start going back down. Alright. Build power by holding down the button. You will lose all power if you hold too long, so let go just before you reach the limit. Whoever maintains a higher power level is the victor. Going back to the gameplay, we have another example of Blue Gogeta going up against Super Saiyan Broly, and I really do like this animation. It just reminds me of the scene on Planet Namek, Vegeta versus First Form Frieza, you know? But you can see we have the clash, and then the square input is up on screen, so you have to press and hold to increase the energy bar and let go as soon as it hits the orange bar right there in the center. But I believe this player held for too long and it went back just a little bit. I believe Blue Gogeta still won the entire clash. We do have the boost system, which again we will talk about later on, and then we get that stun. It just makes us do a bit more damage, leading straight into a combo string. Here we have another example with Blue Goku and base Vegeta. So this time around, you can see the orange bar is further back because this player activated the boost feature. You know that's the case because the boost's RT input disappears from the screen. So this just gives us the opportunity to win the clash itself. The energy bar just goes further back, and whoever increases the energy bar more will win the clash. Pretty straightforward. But this player, I think, was rapidly pressing the cross input. Look at the energy bar. Yeah, it's not going up. So do keep that in mind. So you have to press and hold and then let go in front of the orange bar. So going over to the Key Clash. We already know about this one. Key Clash is basically the same as Budokai 3 Ultimates. I think they were trying to refer to Budokai 3, not necessarily BT3, because I don't remember this feature being in Tenkaichi 3. I could be totally wrong though, unless I just completely remove that feature from my brain. But basically, you don't want to spam press when bar is at its highest. Power is determined by the timing of when you press the button. Whoever has the higher power wins. You can achieve greater power by aiming for the proper timing rather than just randomly smashing the button. Going over to the gameplay, we have Blue Goku using Ultimate Kamehameha and Vegeta using Final Flash. That's a very lengthy animation, and here is the system itself. So I think this is something similar to Dragon Ball Legends as well, right? So everybody who's been playing that game already is probably a pro when it comes to the beam clash struggles, but you can see the energy bar filling up. You want to press this, again, something similar to Budokai 3, at its very highest points, which would be right here. They also changed the look of the energy system. So going to the next one, I believe Goku wins this one, yeah, but we have the demo from Summer Game Fest, Trunks versus Full Power Super Saiyan Broly this time around. Look at the HUD itself. It's different, so they modified that a bit. It works the same way, however. So just aim, time accordingly. You want to have the energy bar filled up to its very limit, and then that's when you want to press it. Obviously, to activate this one, you both have to use an energy wave at the same time. Going back to the grab clash, you both have to grab at the same time. Now, I do want to mention this. The grab clash does not remove the tech grab. We can still tech grab in Sparking Zero. We have footage of that. Massive thanks to Sparking Zero. Looks like you can still tech grabs in Sparking Zero. And here we have Vegeta trying to grab Frieza, but Frieza said, nah, too easy. So we still have this feature. Again, it just wanted to reiterate that it does not remove that at all. So we can either grab at the same time to get the animation clash, or, you know, just wait for the opponent to grab and then tech it, right? Now let's go over to the boost mechanic itself. We have the description right here. For all these clashes, you can press the boost button to gain an advantage, but it'll cost ki. For melee clash, in the first part, it makes it easier to get a max score. Second part, it will boost your attack and can be used up to 3 times. Going back to the gameplay, again, we don't necessarily see the first part of the event circle shrinking down because this was their first time playing, so they were just rapidly pressing buttons. But I'm assuming as soon as you press the boost feature, it will slowly shrink down the circle, making it easier for you to time and get max score, right? That makes sense to me. And for the second part, if you press boost, what did it say? It will boost your attack and can be used up to 3 times. Oh, wow. So you can use the boost feature up to 3 times. Just keep on increasing the damage. Of course, you do have to win, though. So I'm assuming if you're on the losing side, trying to prevent taking that much damage, you'll also get a boost feature. And if you win, it will just reduce damage taking a lot more, right? For beam clashes, it adds more power. So we're kind of going out of order, going to the beam clashes over here. Yeah, so if you activate boost, I'm assuming it will unlock the 3 boxes down here, and then you can, you know, go all the way to the end, time your button, hence increasing the damage power, I'm assuming, right? They don't necessarily use the boost feature. Going over here, I believe, yeah, this person does, but it doesn't fill up the energy bar. That's fine, that's fine. They still won, and, oh, it didn't show the damage. How about this one? So Raditz has 2 health bars right now. They activated the boost. And damage taken, let's see. Whoa! That did a bar and a half of health. That did about a bar and a half. Dang. Alright. So that's what the boost feature does. For grab clashes, it breaks the limits of the gauge, allowing you to build more power into it. Yeah, that's kind of what I mentioned before. So going back to the grab here, Gogeta doesn't activate it, so you can see the orange bar just stays there. However, we have demonstration of them activating the boost right here, and then the bar breaks, of course, going to the very end, increasing your odds of winning the actual clash. And for the dash clash, it improves the timing. The more you boost, the more lenient it is. I need someone to explain this one down below because I don't necessarily know. It improves the timing. The more you boost, the more lenient it is. That's strange though, because timing doesn't, of course it matters. You have to beat the opponent, but what if the opponent beats you? Because it just matters about the input appearing on screen and whoever presses it first. So I don't necessarily know what the boost timing thing is mentioning, to be honest. Because let's say if you activate that, the boost, right? But the opponent still outclasses you and just presses it faster than you. You know what I'm saying? So if you activate the boost, will the input appear on screen first? That's like cheating in a way. I don't know, yes. I don't know what that one actually means. So according to this description here. So here we have some setbacks, of course. However, if you use too much ki, you'll be left in a fatigued state, having to recover your ki. Your character becomes completely defenseless for a period of time, activates after an impact boost with little ki left, and your ki drops to 0. Rapidly pressing any button shortens the duration of collapse. Alright, so I think we have some gameplay of that over here at the very end. So Goku versus Raditz, right? Goku has 0 ki left. And if we take a look, you see how he's recovering. Something similar to Xenoverse 2, actually. You know how you use additional ki, Goku times 4, Kaioken Kamehameha, we get that fatigue state? So I think it's something similar to that. You can see Goku's just tired. He just used up all of his energy. So if you do reach that fatigue state after using boost, which Goku did, Raditz actually has a chance to follow up and do damage. So you have to use it at the right time, maybe when you're about to defeat your opponent. You know how it is. So that's basically everything in regards to the 4 different types of clashes that we have within Sparking Zero. Once again, massive thanks to Zayed for dropping the additional info. These images, of course, are coming from the Summer Game Fest 2024 demo, right? So it's official. Thank you guys for the immense support. If you found this video helpful, make sure to drop a like, share, and subscribe if you're new around here. And I'll see you guys in the next Sparking Zero video. Thanks for watching.